Yeah, closer or
Yeah, exactly. You should be like really close to the mic.
Shit.
Yeah. Alright guys, welcome back to another episode of Sunday Stories with me, your host Fahrim Shirinzade. When we cover ongoing headlines, I meet interesting fucking guests. Today's guest is kind of different. Why it's different? Because it's all about motivation and self-empowerment. And he is a performance coach, which is very interesting itself. So let me present Patrick. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Just to warm you up a little bit, we have the segment Would You Rather in this podcast. And I think we should just jump into the questions.
Oh.
Nervous?
Yeah, I started to get now.
Yeah, right. This is going to be really hard questions. Okay, the first question. Would you rather only be able to whisper or shout? You have to choose one of them.
I would rather whisper, I think.
Right. That would be a problem speaking into the big audience, right?
Yeah, but
because you speak to people a lot.
Yeah, but there are microphones.
That's true. Smart. See? There you go. You got to hang out with. Next question. Would you rather know how you're going to die or when you die?
Oh, shit. That's a tough one.
That's a deep one.
Rather knowing how, perhaps.
How?
Yeah.
Would you like do stuff differently if you knew how you're going to die?
Probably.
Right. Would it be like more of a negative effect or a positive effect?
This could be a long answer, but
right. Yeah, go ahead. We have the
some years ago. I was thinking about that. Men in my family has a track record of not living that long. I started thinking about perhaps I'd only have 15, 20 years more.
Was this 15, 20 years ago?
No.
No,
it was perhaps 5, 10 years ago.
All right.
Yeah. And so I spent some time thinking about that, and then I realized this won't help me. I can only do one thing, and that is to do the very best to live as long as I want to live.
Yeah.
And to shift my mindset, I imagine myself being 150 years.
Whoa.
They say the first man or woman becoming 150 or 200 years old are born today.
Wow.
So I thought for myself, okay, I want to be 150. I want to work for 100 years because I think it's fun to work and help people.
That's cool.
And then the next 50 years, the last 50 years, I will spend in an Italian village drinking espresso with the guys and learning Italian.
What? Well, are you Italian?
No, I'm not.
Okay. But you look Italian.
Thank you.
Right. You have something in it, right?
I think that's a compliment.
It is. Italian. I don't know a lot of Italian. I know just pasta sorts.
I took a beginner's course in Italian.
Oh, could you drop something?
No. but it was only 10 times.
Oh, shit. It's a great country. It's a really good country. They're so warm. Like, the people are so warm.
Yeah.
Nothing bad about Swedish people, but I feel like Swedish people, they want their distance, but Italian people, they're like in your business all the time, right?
All the emotions. And I think Italy is a nice country to have a vacation in.
Right, it is.
I think it's terrible to work there because of bureaucracy and.
It's gonna be hard for a Swede to work there. Like,
I think so.
Going from all the regulations you have in Sweden, and then suddenly there's like corruption and.
Yeah.
Would you rather have 1 minute conversation with your past self or with your future self?
My future self.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Why is that?
I know a lot about my past self.
Right.
I would say I spent a lot of time digging there.
Yeah.
And as a coach, I'm more curious about the future. Actually, I did meet myself. Some years ago, I did a meditation. I met myself 25 years older.
Oh, this is some cool shit.
Yeah, it was really nice.
Wow.
It was really nice. And we were supposed to meet ourselves 25 years ahead, and we would receive a message from ourselves. Actually, I met myself. I met white-headed, white-bearded man coming down from the hill.
What?
And I thought, who is this? And when I came close to him, I saw it was me.
Wow.
A lot older.
How did you look?
I looked like today, but more beard, and it
Right.
was white.
Yeah, cool, cool.
Like Santa
Wow.
Claus, perhaps. And I said to myself, the old man said,
Yeah.
I love you.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
That is
That
really
is
something,
fascinating as fuck,
Yeah.
man. Wow. So when was this?
It was 7 years ago, I think.
Shit. How do you succeed in that? Like, do you have to take some kind of mushrooms or drugs to get in that zone?
I didn't. No, I was straight.
You were straight. But how do you achieve that? So you just start meditating, and do you think about
we were a
certain
group
things?
of people.
Okay.
We participated in a process, and a part of it was do some meditation, and it was a guided meditation.
Cool.
I'm not really good at meditation, but a couple of times I had some really good experiences. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would like to achieve that. I don't know if I would
try.
get like scared of myself, you know. What if you're like the biggest douche in the future, you know? And it's like, I don't want to be that. Okay, going to the next question. Would you rather be stranded on an island alone or with the person you hate?
I guess I would like to and there with someone I hate.
Right. Why is that?
I think in the first case I would be alone, but in the other case I still have the option to be alone.
You definitely do. You definitely do.
But I have an option to perhaps do something good about this relation.
Going to the next question, which is also our last question before we dig into performance and motivation. Okay. Would you rather, this one is weird, would you rather crap yourself once a year in public or every day in private? This is a weird one.
In private, I think.
In private. But then you will have to crap yourself every day in private.
Yeah. It was a tricky one.
It is a tricky one. What is a performance coach or performance? Yeah, it's a performance coach, right?
Yeah, it's performing. It's about performing better in life. Could be performing at your job or in your private life, but you cannot really separate the two things.
When I hear about it, I get like the conclusion that it's something with sports, you know?
Yeah.
A lot of time you talk about performance in sports.
That is a good comparison, because I like to compare with sportsmanship and athletes. There is an imagination that a coach is something that you need when things are going bad. You have to change something.
Exactly.
But I would say a coach is something for anyone who wants to change, improve. And
Right.
if you are a world champion, you still have a coach.
True.
You are top notch. You are the best in the world. You still have a coach.
True.
In the athlete world, it's nothing strange about that.
Right.
Yeah.
That's true. Mm-hmm. The topic of this episode was who is in charge of your life.
Yeah.
How would you describe that?
It's a question I've been thinking about. Mostly for myself. Who is actually running my life, and what is influencing my decisions and my life choices? The thing is, you go through life and nothing really turns out to be exactly as you thought. So in a way, you always make mistakes, and the thing is, what do you do with your mistakes, and how are you addressing them? What will be your next step, and how do you do when you make those decisions? And a lot of my experience is we have a society. I see too much of blaming others for their own misfortune.
Right.
And that is really something annoying me, because there is no one having responsibility for your life other than you yourself.
True.
So as soon as you start blaming someone else, you have stepped down from the authorities governing your own life.
True.
And
so that's like the first sign of it, right?
It's definitely, being the victim of misfortune and blaming others. That's really nothing fancy about that.
No, and it's very hard to know that. Like, if you're the one complaining all the time, the typical one going to Facebook, everyone has those in your feed, right? Yeah. Oh my God, it's raining again, right? Yeah. But it's very hard for these people to actually get to know that you are the problem. Yes, right? You said something about like, failure and how we address them, right? Do you think that every person should have a well-thought plan for what to do in the future, or do you more think that we should be open to what's coming?
I don't think either is. You don't have to choose,
right?
But if you don't have thought about your life, the higher the risk is that you will end up being a victim of circumstances.
True.
Because if you don't have a picture of your future, what you want to fill your future with, and then you're not really knowing where you're going.
Yeah.
There's a saying I picked up years ago, and it's what future creates this present. I love that, because what future you imagine yourself is really having a big impact on what will your next step be.
Right.
It's all about setting goals and designing activities to reach those goals. But if you go from setting goals to imagining a future, the picture will incorporate a lot more. How do you want to live your life? How do you want to be perceived by others?
Yeah.
You will not imagine something that would not be sustainable in any part, because you want to see harmony and balance. And if you have that kind of picture about your future, and you have it more or less present in your thoughts, if you connect to that picture whenever you are about to do something.
Right. Yeah. But what would you say is the best way to start setting your goals, planning your life, or choosing where you want to go? How would you start?
Yeah. You start with your life as it is,
right?
And acknowledge the things that are good in life, and find what you have, what is good, and what you want more of. So start with where you are, and from there imagine what do you want more of.
Right.
I like to have the broader picture in terms of future, and not addressing only small goals, because focusing very narrowly, that can tend you to be not really sustainable with yourself. You give up things to reach a certain goal. Sure. And you can reach far in terms of that, but perhaps you don't feel that well.
Right. Yeah. Will it make you happy? Right.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
True.
And the impact on your surroundings, people
true.
around you.
That's true. I watched like a TED Talk video when I was, I think, 20 or something, and they were like saying, okay, businesses have business plans. Why don't you have a plan? So I was like, okay, you know what? I'm going to do a business plan for myself. Yeah. So what I did was I did like a 5-year plan, and this company I have to make this much money relationship-wise and stuff like that. And in the end, I think it was 5 pages or something. And in the end, I had my mother, dad, and sister like sign on it, because some parts of it said like, I'm going to miss a lot of birthdays. Or I'm going to miss, because my memory is very bad, I'm going to miss this and that. So they signed on it, right? But what happened was when I became 25 and I looked back to it, then I was like, oh fuck, I didn't achieve this goal. Oh damn, I didn't achieve this goal. Then it felt so bad, not achieving them exactly, because the goals were very set in stone. Do you have any better way to write your goal without becoming upset not reaching them, right?
Okay. I would say it's rather more about how do you relate to your goals, and
right.
how do you relate to your performance. If you are really doing whatever you can to achieve something. If you give the hours you have, if you do a little bit extra, if you really put in everything you have and you still don't achieve the goal, who is it to blame? Well, it's not you anyway. Right. You did what you could. So congratulate you for a good job. Right. Congratulate you for not achieving this goal, but doing what you could do to achieve it, and learn from that.
Right.
And set a new goal and walk on.
It'd be so nice if you had like just like you have that you have to go to the doctor every once in a while just to check yourself. Yeah. You would want to have that in the society, that you check you mentally, mental health, performance health. Yeah. Why don't we have that? Why don't we have, because mental health is so important, right?
It is. It's like a coin. Your psychological health is one part of the coin. The other side is the physiological.
Right.
And you have to take care of both, because you have both two sides, and if it's rusty on the one side, it's not valuable too. You cannot pay with it.
Yeah, true.
I think. I
True.
don't know if that was a good example.
It's good enough. No, but maybe they should have it in schools, right? They should teach this in schools, don't you think?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So why don't they? Why isn't the school system, giving the kids like the fundamental core of motivating yourself and performance?
I don't really know what they do in the schools today, but what I have seen from schools with my kids is that they are better today than they were when I was a kid. Yeah,
wow.
Definitely.
Wow.
You do have dialogue about your goals and what you have to do to achieve them. And my wife is a teacher, and how she is working. I mean, and that is amazing. How what teachers do today.
Right.
As they didn't do when I was small. No.
Wow. I didn't know it either, because I left school for a long time ago, so I'm not quite updated on it. But the feeling I get is that a lot of young people or young adults, they're like missing the fundamental information about life, because when we start educating kids, we just go right into like math. You have to learn languages. You have to learn this. Yeah.
I guess the school is doing what they can, and of course they can do more, certainly. But what I think, I was thinking here when you were talking, and that is really we parents, our role.
Yeah.
We have a bigger role. Too often I hear about people blaming the school for not doing things to educate, to learn children whatever they expect them to be taught. But I think that is resigning from your parentship as a parent sometimes.
True.
You're not really a hero in your role as a parent. Let them be in charge of their lives. Right. Don't mess up their lives with your thoughts and your wishes and your ideas of what is a good way of living, because they will be fully capable to fix their lives themselves.
Right.
Your role is to coach them. Actually, I would say.
Like your job, for
in a way, and to help them think ahead, to help them make decisions, to help them take responsibility for the decisions and the outcome of what they do, and hold them responsible for what they have done.
Right.
But you don't really have to tell them what to do.
That's very special in like certain countries where you have parents, being in charge fully until maybe they're married. For example, the country that I come from, Azerbaijan, it's now I think it's getting better, and my parents are wonderful. But when I began this entrepreneurial journey, and with this contract that we were speaking about, my parents had one vision, and basically because of me being good with Lego, I was doing a lot of Lego and doing different airplanes. They were like, "This guy's gonna be an engineer," right? So from a young age, I got this, oh my God, you're going to be such a great engineer, and engineer all the time. So basically, when I was choosing school, I was like, I'm gonna be engineer. You know, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Then I realized that I sucked at math. I suck at physics and chemistry and you know, all of that. So, but then they really started supporting me, of course, and I wouldn't be anywhere without my parents. So, but Sweden is a very liberal country.
Yeah, we're different.
Yeah, very different.
I'm not saying we are better, but we're different, definitely.
So just walk us through your biggest like failures or success. I don't know, what do you call them? Yeah.
Do you want to dig into my failures?
Of course. That's the most interesting part.
Yeah, the first part. The first thing I think of is really being married 3 times and still not being married.
What?
That, I guess is starting with a thought of this will be lifelong.
Right.
So actually, I did not fulfill it 3 times.
Well, 3 times, that's an achievement itself.
It is. But I learned a lot from it. Really.
Right.
Yeah. It's been some tough breakups, but it's like you were thinking about not achieving goals. Well, what should I do? I did everything I could, and well, still it didn't turn out as my first thoughts. But I'm happy today, and I'm living a life being more content today than I've ever been.
Right.
Yeah.
Getting married is like the biggest setup goal in the world.
Yeah. Twice I've been the one to make the first move, and once I was not making the first move, and then it was just accepted.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's all about really addressing your feelings of where you are. And imagine how the future would be like. And in my second marriage, I was really, when you meet someone, you both have kids, and you end up in a modern family from different cultures, and doesn't have to be in different national cultures, but and all the challenges with that, and you could see that perhaps this will be something that my kids don't want to come back to when they have moved out. Perhaps they are not really happy here.
Right.
Should I then continue in this way, and am I still really loving my partner, and all these questions? And when you have a decision, you have to, or you have perhaps not made the decisions, but you have realized something, then you have to be responsible for in front of yourself.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
You have to be able to look yourself in the mirror and saying, Patrick, this
Game
is
over.
not good for you. So what are you going to do? I have a picture of what is a good life for me, and
what is that? What is a good life like for you?
Having a partner that is that's more of a friend, but still your lover. Right. Someone that is supporting you in every aspect and challenging you to. In the extent you want to be challenged, and if I have that, the rest is not that important.
Right.
That is a good beginning. Then you can start to dream your future, to dream your picture of what do you really want to live, what do you want to fill the life together with this person.
Is it important to have a partner? I mean,
yeah, for me it is.
Right.
For me it is.
Right.
I've realized that. Otherwise, I guess trying 3 times is a good indication of that. But yeah, after the last separation, I really took a deep thought about is it really necessary? And my answer was yes, but not not at any condition, but
Yeah.
so actually for a pretty long time I did not meet anyone. But I had my idea of what I wanted to meet, and And one day I met Maria.
Cool.
Yeah.
And then you guys are happy now, so that's
definitely. Yeah.
You see, I mean, there's always a good outcome from all this what people call failures, right?
Yeah.
But why I asked about the partner thing was because I thought about it as like because society is always teaching us that being two is better than being alone. You can get stronger, you can get support and love and so on.
Yeah.
But is it something that the society has forced into our brains, or is it a human condition that you always have to find someone to share your life with?
I guess it's a mix. As a person, I've done something that's called My Needs. It's a tool for analyzing your psychological needs, and my first 3 needs are really individualistical needs. So I'm not of a person that needs people around me, but of course I do need people around me. But my way of solving it is having a good relationship with my partner, and I have my close family with my kids, and that is what I need. And when I have that, that's the base I need, and something I've wanted.
Getting married and finding someone is such a big part of our lives. It's like, it has to be in it somehow. Mm-hmm. There's not a single person I've talked to that a relationship is not like a part of it. And there is actually some people, also the new generation, which, want to be all by themselves, just make it themselves. So there's something new coming up. Let's see if in 10 years, maybe it's not going to be a part of our lives. Maybe we're going to be together with a robot.
We don't know what robots will be capable of tomorrow, but I think still we are human beings, and we, in some way, we want to interact with someone else.
Yeah.
And that can be solved in different ways, of course. And
true. Mm-hmm. As a summary, for people that are listening all around the world right now, and they basically lost what their next move is in life. I know that you talked about it a little bit, but can you give them some advice on how to start, right? So people that don't know what they're going to do in life, they're pretty much lost.
Mm-hmm. How lost?
They're very lost. They're like, why am I in this world? No, but lost in terms of, they have their education or they have their work, but maybe they're stuck in something, they're feeling trapped. It could be a relationship, it could be work, it could be anything. How do they accelerate their performance in the right direction?
It's always tricky if you're really trapped in your own patterns and your own old thoughts. You have to address them somehow, and talking with a friend can help, but talking with a friend very often have an agenda themselves.
True.
And perhaps they hear someone telling about problems and realizing my friend I will lose him or her because they are will make another journey.
Right.
So they could be scared for themselves losing a friend, and that will probably have an impact on the conversation. Not saying how, but probably.
True.
Because feelings are involved. So professional help is preferable in any way if you really want to do something about it. Otherwise, try to asking yourself questions, and start always with the question why. Why are you here? What do you want to achieve? What are you happy about right now? I guess in any case when we feel miserable, there is always something that you can be grateful for. And that is something I think we have lost in the modern Western society, to be grateful. So be grateful and start thinking about what's good in your life, and fill it with more things that are good in life.
That's very good said.
Oh,
it is very hard to be grateful because there's always something bigger or something more you could have achieved.
Yeah.
You know, that's.
But for what reason?
Yeah, for what reason? Because sometimes maybe we see it as happiness. You know, like if I do this, I will become happy, and then I will become thankful. For example, it's in everyday products as well. You buy your phone, you know, and then in 1 year you have the iPhone XXX100 coming out, and then you basically want a new one because. And
so who's running your life then?
Right, it's kind of Apple.
Yeah, it is.
It is, right.
So how do you run your life?
So thinking about what your feelings actually mean, you can pretty much answer yourself who's running your life.
Yeah.
That's what's it. Yeah. Right. Cool, man. Thank you very much for this deep discussion, and it has been amazing because I know the subject is you can't find one answer to everything, and but I'm very happy that you could be a part of the show and speak from your side of it.
Thank you for having me, and it was really fun. It was challenging to do this.
Well, thank you guys too for listening to Sunday Stories, and as always, your host was Fahrim Shirinzade, and today I had with me performance coach Patrick.
Yeah,
Patrick, great.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.